telepathic communication, confirmation. So right now this person is, you know, getting messages about you, or it's like they feel that you're speaking to them in their head, and that can be triggering for some people who don't know what telepathic communication is. It's also a message that they're getting your messages. And I'm not talking about like texts or anything. I'm talking about whatever energy you're sending to them, whatever, you know, thoughts you're having about this person. Maybe you're even someone who talks to this person telepathically or even out loud. Like maybe you talk to them. I'm seeing somebody talking to this person before they go to sleep at night. So like you're laying in bed and you kind of say something out into the void. You say something to them out loud. Or in your head. Take it as it resonates. But they're definitely receiving those messages. We have, I miss your voice, your laugh, your humor, your touch. I'm in my feelings today. And I did, you know, like I said, I was feeling quite cold. So it does feel like this person is missing your presence in their life. And I'm seeing the Sun card. So you could have brought a lot of warmth to their life, a lot of happiness, a lot of healing. This person is missing that, and they're in their feelings. So keep in mind, you know, if you have like a soul connection with this person and there is telepathic communication, if you find yourself randomly being in your feelings, it's because your person is in their feelings. Confirmation. Their finances are a mess. So it feels like that's an interesting one. That is really interesting, Spirit. We have I was saying that your person could be going through tower moments in their life. So they could be going through a lot of, you know, burdens in their life, a lot of obstacles, and it's meant to help them awaken. And remember, I was saying something about back pain. And when I get that back pain, I think of the 10 of Wands. I think of someone who the universe just keeps putting burden on their back to try and break the camel's back, to pick up that Ace of Wands, whether that Ace of Wands is about an awakening, a realization, or taking action. And it looks like it's about taking action because I'm planning a romantic date, or we can Netflix and chill like old times. I want to cook for you, no strings attached. So it does look like this could be someone who's wanting to spend time with you in the near future. And on the bottom we have, I'm tired of the silent treatment. I want to sit down and talk about this once and for all. So it does feel like whoever this is very much missing you and wants to talk to you. It looks like this could come as, you know, an offer to just hang out, or to maybe we could just have a phone call, or maybe we could just meet for coffee so that I can talk to you. I truly feel like this is someone who's missing your energy and just, you know, wants that support and comfort. And again, Queen of Swords, you don't have to give it to this person. You could have a boundary here for a reason. Let's keep going. 2 more. I'm learning how to love myself now, thanks to you. So this person is focusing on self-love, and we do have karmic partner interference, but Spirit was like telling me not to take it. And I trust what Spirit says. But there could have been third-party interference. My throat's closing over. There could have been third-party interference, whether that was romantic or familial, or a friendship or something through work. It feels like this person is learning some sort of lesson, and it's meant to, you know, awaken them to this connection. It's meant to make them learn how to love themselves. I do feel like you did, you know, I want to keep the elephant in here. I do feel like because of you, Sun, healing, you could be a divine feminine, that this person is, you know, learning a lot about themselves because of you. Yeah, we have on the bottom, I keep looking at your pictures. So this is definitely someone reminiscing about you, missing your energy. 1 more. I didn't feel like I was on your level. You're a boss. I'm very insecure. And I know you are my soulmate. Our bond is magnetic. I'm seeing all the signs. So this person is constantly being reminded of you with like music, signs, and synchronicities. You name it, the universe is throwing it at them, is what I'm hearing. So I'm going to cut this deck and then we'll see. We have the 4 of Swords in reverse. Somebody's getting ready to come out of isolation. Someone is getting ready to reignite passion. That's the 4 of Swords in reverse. And that makes me think of heat. The 4 of Swords makes me think of healing. It makes me think of winter. It makes me think of this coldness that I'm feeling. So 4 of Swords in reverse in the world. It does seem like someone wants to bridge the gap with you, close the distance. And, you know, again, this is release from isolation. So if this person has been isolating themselves, I feel like they're about to stop isolating themselves. So let's shuffle and see what happens. We have the Page of Swords. That's exactly what I mean. Page of Swords, this person could be watching you, or they're just looking at pictures of you on their phone. They're watching you in that way. But Page of Swords is like wanting to talk to you, wanting to have a conversation. Page is, you know, a small conversation, or like I said, it feels like this person doesn't want any, you know, they just want to talk to you. They just want to be around you. is what I'm hearing. They just want to bask in your sunlight. You could be someone with a very healing energy. And sometimes when you're someone with a healing energy, people can take. So maybe for some of you, this person in the past took. When I said that yesterday, India popped into my mind, and it just happened again. So someone here could be from India or something. Weird. And we have the 5 of Wands. Conflict, blockages. They could be conflicted on how to come towards you, and sometimes when someone is conflicted on how to come towards you and they don't know what to say, they just send a small message, that Page of Swords. They're just like, hey, how are you? Do you want to go for coffee? Or I was just thinking about you. You know, not very in depth, but they're trying to start a conversation. 5 of Coins in reverse. Oh my gosh. And like, seriously, cold, right? 5 of Coins in reverse is coming in from the cold. This person wants to come in from the cold. So if you've been cold with them, or they've been cold with you, or there's been isolation or separation, 5 of Pentacles in reverse, this person wants to feel your warmth again, which is exactly what I was hearing. And 5 of Coins is actually positive changes. 10 of Cups, whoa, emotional fulfillment. So this person, 10 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles in reverse, positive changes when it comes to inner healing. So that's actually really nice, and that could be your energy. You could be making positive changes when it comes to your own inner healing. But yeah, let's get it. So telepathic communication, what is that about? Telepathic communication, King of Swords. What did I say? I knew it. All of a sudden, I don't feel so cold anymore. And I was also going to say the fact that I just put that elephant on telepathic communication, one of the signs and synchronicities that you could be being sent, or this person could be being sent, is elephants. So maybe they're seeing a lot of elephants, or maybe you're seeing a lot of elephants. Maybe that's even like, maybe you made that arrangement with your spirit guides, like, please send my person images of elephants to remind them of me. Elephants are also a destroyer of obstacles. So the fact that I'm so focused on this elephant, destroyer of obstacles. So telepathic communication, King of Swords. So definitely this person is, you know, getting communication with you. They could also be trying to send you telepathic communication. So if you, start thinking about this person, or you intuitively feel like you know how this person is thinking about you, it's because they're sending you those. Telepathic thoughts. King of Swords is also, this person could be being cold and detached with you, or you could be cold and detached with them, but there's still communication on a telepathic level. And it's bringing them, whatever this telepathic communication is, it is bringing them clarity here. As I remove the obstacles from the King of Swords card so that you can see it, let me just straighten this because I don't like that alignment. All right, so they're definitely getting clarity. Let's see. I miss your voice, your laugh, your humor, your touch. I'm in my feelings today. One thing I wanted to say is we do have the Knight of Coins on the bottom, and this person and the 7 of Swords in reverse. So this person could have been very slow to wake up to this telepathic communication, or very slow to... I do feel like there's something about communication in this reading, because I also covered up the word telepathic with the elephant, and now I'm just like, I'm looking at that communication, so maybe this person has been slow to listen to those telepathic communications. Maybe they've been slow to communicate with you, or slow to get clarity about this. I'm being reminded of the song. Into the Unknown from Let It Go 2. Let It Go 2. No. Frozen 2. Let It Go. Maybe you've let it go. Like maybe you let this person go. But I just heard that song in another reading, and now it's coming to my mind again. If I hear you, but I don't, everything I've ever built is here inside these walls. I'm sorry, secret siren, but I'm drowning out your calls. And that's making me think of a mermaid. Siren. You could have again, you could be a divine feminine. I'm thinking of the Siren card in, I think it's the archetype deck. Do I want to look at that spirit? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So it feels like, even if you don't know it, it feels like you're kind of Siren. You're sending out these telepathic communications to this person. And I do feel like for some of you, is it in here? Is it in here or another deck? If it's not in here, I don't see it, which means it's in the other deck, which, no, I'm going to go get it. Hang on. What the heck? It is in this deck. I just didn't see it. There's something about this energy that I'm picking, like my guides are telling me they just didn't see you, or like they had to take a closer look or something. There's something weird about this, or they didn't hear the calls of the siren, and now I'm hearing, what is that song? The Sound of Siren, the Sound of the Siren, or something. Oh my gosh, Spirit's sending me on a wild goose chase right now. So I don't know if your person is currently going down the rabbit hole about you or something, but my guides are sending me on this little goose chase. That's interesting energy that's coming through. The Siren, the Temperance, the Seducer, the Femme Fatale. So maybe for some of you, there was like some kind of third-party interference. The siren calls and the world spins. What we thought we wanted pales in comparison to the sweet allure of her song. We find ourselves lost in a spell of desire and longing, perhaps even lust. So it does feel like, again, secret siren. They were drowning out your call, but they're hearing it now is what I'm hearing. Interesting. There is a song that I'm thinking of. I just can't remember the name of it, if it's The Sound of the Siren or if it's by someone, The Siren. It's a feminine, and the cover photo on Spotify is like she's kind of off-centered, and she's like got her hands like this and her eyes are closed. So that could be a symbolic song. I can hear it. I just can't figure out the naming. Anyway, let's get back to your reading. I miss your voice, your laugh, your humor, your touch. I'm in my feelings today. So this person is missing you. Page of Swords. So this person could be, like I said, the sun. Yes. Spirit, yes, you're amazing. I said, when I was talking about that card, I was seeing the sun card. So this person, if you look at this, doesn't that look like someone who's like trying to get rays of the sun, you know, this Page of Swords? This is someone who does miss your energy. They miss talking to you. They miss just your presence, because I feel like whoever you are, you have this type of presence. Very warm, very comforting, very healing. We have a lot of air energy here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and we also have Leo here with the sun. So this person definitely missing your energy, wanting to talk to you, getting those downloads from you, telepathic communication. I'm telling you. What about these? Finances, they're in the process of turning things around. Which positive changes? Remember, we were talking about positive changes. So we do have 10 of Cups. It's in the resistance position. So whenever that happens, I kind of look at both. But I just mean when it's on its side, when it's crossing. When it's completely in reverse, that's very clear. Cups are this way. What am I doing? Maybe your person lost focus on you or on this connection or was distracted. This talks about long-term stability, happiness, homecoming, fulfillment, emotional stability, security, domestic harmony. So it does feel like there was something like this. Finances is a mess. And it talks about financial instability. It talks about tension at workplace or being isolated from a workplace. So maybe your person was laid off, or maybe there's some sort of conflict there. It also talks about the fact, 10 of Cups in reverse, talks about the fact that this person is struggling to find fulfillment in their life right now. And the sun, they were seeing you as their fulfillment. The 9 of Coins is beautiful because it does show that your person is focusing on their own stability. They're focusing on self-improvements, making positive changes. I'm going to put the 10 of Cups back because I just want one card for each. Okay, so what is this plan? What are they planning? What are they planning? What are they planning? We have the 5 of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So it does feel like what am I feeling here? 5 of Cups. It feels like this person is feeling down, and look, I keep saying it, they want your energy, or they miss your loving energy. They just want to talk to you. They just want to see you. This person could have a lot of remorse. This is showing me that this person is in their feelings. 5 of Cups. This person has a lot of regret, a lot of remorse, a lot of sadness, and they're missing that cup of yours. They're missing that beautiful Queen of Cups energy. You could have been a giver, and again, this person could have been a taker. So this person very much like wants to be in your energy or have access to your energy, and like I said, maybe for some of you, they don't have access to your energy. But let's keep looking. I think it's interesting that when I set that down, the Queen of Cups was underneath this because I feel like you're someone who's focusing on self-love right now. So let's get one. Let's get one for I'm learning to love myself now thanks to you. I don't know what that card is, but I feel like it's the Empress in reverse. We have the 3 of Wands, so there is forward movement. And listen, there's a very strong message that maybe you needed to leave, or maybe you needed to not be with this person, or focus on yourself and embody that Empress energy in order for your person to learn how to love themselves. You could have been like, for some reason, I'm hearing that like an alcoholic. You can convince someone that they shouldn't be No, you can't. You can try to convince someone that they shouldn't be drinking. You can try to convince someone to get sober. Same with healing. You can try to convince someone to heal, but ultimately it's a decision that they need to make for themselves. So you could have tried to get this person to heal or to learn how to love themselves. You could have seen that. Some of this person's behaviors and actions came from a place of insecurity. You could have even tried to help them with that, but until this person is willing to do the work themselves, you can't control that. And for some reason I'm hearing releasing. Patterns of trying to fix other people or situations. And I think that has to do with you. So maybe you've released that pattern of trying to fix other people, and you've kind of started focusing on your own self-love. We do have justice, so they did learn a lesson here. I'm learning. Justice can be a lesson, a karmic lesson. Also justice, they could have got a dose of their own medicine. So however they treated you, somebody else could have treated them that way. Take it as it resonates. What are you? You're the Empress in reverse. So the Empress in reverse talks about lack of self-love. And maybe, you know, this could be a mirroring situation. It could be like a counterpart situation. So maybe you didn't love yourself at one point, or maybe you had to free yourself or put up a boundary in this situation so that you could learn how to love yourself. You could be embodying Empress energy, and because of that, they're mirroring that. Now they're trying to, you know, focus on self-love. The Empress, it feels like this person was lacking confidence and self-love here, and you could have been as well. Insecurity, lack of progress, lack of self-worth, lack of progress in love. So if there was no progress in this connection, it could have been because this person was lacking self-love and confidence. It also talks about relying on others to take care of you. So this person could have been relying on you to fill up their cup, and they were just take, fill up my cup, please. I'm just going to keep taking. And maybe you realized, I can't continue to fill up your cup. I need to focus on my own cup. And as soon as you weren't there to kind of, I'm hearing the word siphon. I don't even know what that means, but I'm hearing the word. As soon as you weren't there to siphon energy into them, is that even right? That's the word my guides are giving me. It's like they realize they need to fill up that cup themselves, and maybe they got a harsh lesson. Like once you took your energy away, or once they pushed you away, whatever happened, maybe they got a harsh dose of reality where they're like, wait a minute. When they were in my life, my cup felt very full. And now all of a sudden it feels very empty without this person, without that Queen of Cups, without that Empress. Yeah. I didn't feel like I was on your level. I'm very insecure. I forgot about that. So this person did have a lot of insecurity, and they could have been threatened by your confidence. Anyway, let's get a card for that one. I'm very insecure. I'm very insecure. Queen of Swords. Sorry, I don't mean to giggle, but come on now. That's what I was saying. I feel like, again, I do feel like there's a coldness coming from you. And I'm not saying it's not deserved. I feel like, again, I'm almost seeing like you give and give and give, and then you're like, nope, Queen of Swords. I need to respect myself and put up a boundary. So it does feel like this person, like even just this card feels like a little bit of intimidation. So it does feel like this person is intimidated by whatever energy you're in right now, and it's pushing them to step into their own power. We have the Five of Swords and the Queen of Swords. So this person self-sabotaged this connection because they were insecure. They could have self-sabotaged it for many reasons, a lot to do with wounding, because again, my back is starting to hurt as soon as I touch, as soon as I touched this card, that pain in my back came back. So this person could have sabotaged this connection based on, you know, things that happened, like wounding that they had. And again, I'm not here to make excuses, but those self-sabotage tendencies come from wounding, oftentimes from the way we were raised and not having our needs met. With the Queen of Swords, I do feel like right now your standards are high, and I was raised in an environment, talking about childhood wounding, I was raised in an environment where if you had standards, you were a jerk. If you had standards, you were selfish, you were arrogant, you were like, how dare you have standards? How dare you want me to treat you better? Come on. I used to view having high standards in a very negative way. I used to view confidence in a very negative way. Some of that could be resonating for your person or you. But right now, you have very high standards. Like, you know the treatment and energy you deserve, Queen of Swords, and I'm here for it, my friend. I'm here for it, and I'm going to leave you right there in the center of this reading. You could be a Taurus or a Libra. We also have a little bit of earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, lots of air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The fact that we have King of Swords, Queen of Swords does point towards some counterpart energy or soulmate energy. And on the bottom, we have the Hierophant. So your standards could have been that you wanted this person to give you like a more traditional connection, for example. So maybe you wanted commitment, maybe you wanted stability and security, and maybe like this person wasn't ready to give it to you is what I'm hearing. So that's what we have for messages and the clarifying tarot cards. So I'm just going to look at your person's energy because I can't help myself. Do I want to use this deck, or do I want to get a different deck in case other cards want to come out? Yes, I think I will. So I'm going to use the Pulp Tarot. We have the Nine of Cups and the Lovers. Remember, I said this person is figuring out what's important to them right now, what actually fulfills them, and it's not finances. Gemini energy, lover's connection, divine love connection. That also talks about a choice. So maybe your person is wanting to make a choice. I also noticed on that lover's card, the lover's card has someone trying to tempt the masculine on that card. Adam and Eve could be symbolic, but someone has, not someone has. On that card, there is like the masculine is looking over at a different feminine. So you could have the siren temptress, like someone could have tempted them away from you. And I'm not saying that's okay or that makes it okay. Or you could have, like maybe this person was already in a connection and you were the one because of your energy, because maybe this is a divine connection. Maybe you were the one that kind of, and again, the siren energy is not about telling you that you purposely tempted someone else away from another situation or that you're a homewrecker or anything like that. That is not what I'm saying. But that you could have energetically tempted, not consciously or purposely, this person away from something else. So just take that as it resonates. Some people can get very triggered when I talk about stuff like that. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. King of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Now I need selfish, stubborn. Could be dealing with an earth sign. Now we have the King of Wands in the upright. So this person could have been someone very stubborn in the past, but is now getting ready to take action and take control of the situation and return to maybe something that they burned to the ground, right? I'm just looking at this image. Like this person could have lit a fire or lit a match on this situation, and now all of a sudden, they want to return. I'm also, Spirit's reminding me of how many kings we're seeing and how many queens. So you could be divine counterparts going through your king and queen energies, because the Empress is an embodiment of all the queen energies and all the lessons you learn as the queen, including putting up boundaries, knowing your worth, having high standards. And look, there's a book here with the key, and it came out with the Hierophant, so that's like confirmation there. We have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. This person may want to be more generous with their time and energy, but we'll see what comes out. We have the Three of Cups. Remember I said this person wants to socialize with you? They want to feel your energy. They want to hang out. Remember? Go for coffee, Netflix, and chill. No strings attached. You don't need to, give me sex. I just want to see you. I just want to talk to you. Really? They just want to soak up your energy, is what I'm hearing. Maybe a birthday could be coming up, or you run into them at a social situation, a social occasion. So let's see this person's energy, please. Spirit, show me this person's energy. We have the Three of Pentacles. There's so many threes coming out. I saw the Three of Cups, the Three of Pentacles. I also saw the Three of Wands. So that is the energy of wanting to connect and wanting to communicate. Three of Pentacles, this person could be, getting on a better trajectory at work, I'm hearing, or getting... Their finances are a mess. They're turning things around. Three of Pentacles. Nope. Four of Swords. Reigniting passion. Didn't I say Four of Swords in reverse? It was in the other deck on the bottom. So this person does want to come out of isolation and get on the same page as you. Page of Swords. The synchronicities are kind of crazy in this reading. Let's get one more for their current energy. Maybe this has already come in. King of Swords. See, that's exactly why I got another deck. King of Swords, so confirmation on that. So they are seeing things clearly, wanting to communicate with you. Like I said, for some of you, maybe this has already come in, but you'll know how it resonates. Hangman, for some of you, it hasn't come in. Hangman energy, but they're sitting on this communication. They're getting ready to offer you this clarity. They're getting ready to, again, say something. I'm hearing, say something. I'm giving up on you. Let's see how they're feeling about you. Other than that, we have the Hermit. So they're feeling like you've really helped them to self-reflect, to discover things about themselves, to become more self-understanding when it comes to love and how they show up in connections. For how they're feeling about you, isolated, like you've pulled your energy back. Isolation. You're very self-focused, on your journey. This is also a pause in love life. So for how they're feeling about you, there's definitely been a pause or a separation here. 10 of Pentacles on the bottom. So through reflection, they've realized they see a future with you, a long-term future. Let's get one more for how they're feeling about you. 5 of Swords in reverse, and a card just fell on the floor. We've got the 10 of Wands. No way. Remember I said back pain? 7 of Cups, clarity. 7 of Cup, blup. 7 of Cups in reverse. So this person does have clarity, but maybe right now they're not quite ready to come in for whatever reason. Maybe it has to do with these burdens. The 10 of Wands is a sign of progress. It's also like this is how they're feeling about you. So they feel like you've put these burdens down. So I do feel like that back pain for some of you, you could have, that's exactly what I was talking about when I was talking about back pain. I said 10 of Wands energy. I also said King and Queen of Swords energy, which came out, which is freaking magical. I'll never get sick of the magic. But they do feel like you've kind of put a burden down here. Like, again, maybe this connection was very overwhelming or very stressful, and you were just kind of like, you know what? I'm just going to focus on me. I'm going to set these burdens down. It's overwhelming. No, it doesn't, whatever. It doesn't feel good. 5 of Swords in reverse. So this person does want reconciliation, and they do have clarity about this. I need to stress that 7 of Cups in reverse is someone who has clarity but has been avoiding coming forward with that clarity. They've been avoiding making a decision because maybe this person was hoping against all hope that you would come rushing in to save them. The Empress, distorted, wounded, feminine energy. This person could have been waiting for you to rush in and chase them, or to, I just heard coddle them, which don't take offense to that. I'm not trying, like, again, it came from my spirit guides. Nobody's trying to offend you here. I'm more so seeing that from your person's point of view in that 5 of Cups energy, like feeling sorry for themselves, wishing that you would come in and comfort them. Coddle them came through again. 7 of Cups in reverse. I'm also seeing Frodo when he says, I know what I must do, but I am afraid to do it. That's like, to me, 7 of Cups in reverse. But anyway, let's keep going. Fun fact, if you're wanting to learn tarot, there is, it's been so long since I listened to this podcast, but when I originally started learning tarot, I learned from someone who used movies to explain how tarot works. So like for the Cups, they explained it through The Princess Bride, and for the Wands, they described it through, or like even tarot in general, they used, The Matrix was one of them, Hunger Games was one of them, I think. The Princess Bride was one of them. For someone like, if you do like movies and you're wanting to learn tarot, start trying to compare the tarot cards to movies. And you'll notice I get a lot of movie downloads for a reason. Anyway, let's look at their intentions. I also just had something weird happen. I can hear my kids laughing, and I just had this thought, like, wouldn't it be fun to go join in with their laughing? And I will. I do spend a lot of time with my kids when I'm not doing readings. But I just feel like there's this energy of this person, like 3 of Cups. Maybe they're seeing you have a good time, and they kind of miss that. They want to join in. Intentions, 10 of Cups, emotional fulfillment. That came out in both decks. Hanged Man, they're surrender. They want to surrender to this. Their intention is to come towards you and show you that they have a new perspective, that they see fulfillment with you. Let's look at what action they'll take. Look, yeah. And I didn't tell you. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to, like, count my chickens before they hatched or anything. Now, I understand that expression. Maybe you have chickens, or this person has chickens. My friend last year got about, like, eggs with chickens in them, and she got quite a few, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're so lucky. You're going to have so many chickens. And then only one was an actual chicken. So I didn't want to count my chickens before they hatched, but on the bottom of the deck, in the original deck I chose, was the Chariot. But like I said, I didn't want to. I just cut the deck because Spirit was like, don't get ahead of yourself, Kelly. So for actions, we do have the Chariot, and confirmation, we have the 4 of Swords in reverse again. So this person, they could still fear rejection here, but they do want to come towards you and reignite something with you. And again, I'm not cold anymore. I was really picking up on your person's energy when I was shivering. So they want to reignite passions. They want to come towards you, be more proactive in love, take more action towards you. They're going to make the first move here with the Chariot. 7-4. So April 7th could be symbolic, or July 4th. I know my months. July 4th, Independence Day. Isn't that Independence Day? I don't know. I'm Canadian. I should know that, but I'm Canadian. But for some reason, I was hearing those dates, so I wanted to mention it. All right, I'm going to look at timing. I don't normally do this, but I'm feeling Spirit's telling me it's okay for me to ask for timing on this action. So let's look at the timing of this action. Approximate timing. It's a general reading. But let's just look. What is the timing of this connected, or this Chariot energy? We have the 7 of Cups, but it's in reverse. That could be, Cups are months, I believe. Wands are days, Swords are weeks, Cups are months. I don't think this is going to take 7 months though. But like I said, it is a general reading. So for some of you, it could take up to 7 months. I'm just going to get one more. I'm hearing 4 weeks to 7 months, but Spirit's also reminding me of something else. The Chariot is the fastest moving card in the deck. So I'm almost feeling called to say 4 to 7 weeks, because the Chariot, when connected to other cards, speeds up the energy of those cards. So 4 to 7 weeks, but let's get one more. 4 to 7 weeks. What's the timing of this Chariot? 5 months. So I'm hearing two different things, 4 to 7 weeks or 5 to 7 months. And I know that some of you are already like, oh my gosh, I can't wait that long. And that's up to you. I'm not telling you to wait for this person. I'm just here to read the energy. So 4 to 7 weeks, 5 to 7 months. Keep in mind, though, that the Chariot is involved for actions, and that is the fastest moving card in the deck. And I believe the Chariot, I almost want to get, I'm feeling called to grab another deck. Hang on. I'm not feeling called to, you know what? Maybe I should get a few from this deck. Anytime I touch a deck, there's a reason, but I'm feeling called to find the Chariot. So it could, you know what? I'm just going to pause it because you don't want to wait, do you? So just a peek into my world of channeling, I felt called to this deck to see how long this Chariot is going to take to get here. There's something about, there's going to be a little bit of a wait for some of you, because in this entire deck, I paused it because I immediately felt like the viewer doesn't want to wait for me to find this card. In this entire deck, this is where the Chariot was. I started on the top, so the Chariot's like almost completely at the bottom. So for some of you, there is going to be a little bit of a wait. It says 1 to 3 months. So the Chariot, 1 to 3 months is my phi. So that's your final answer. Final answer, 1 to 3 months. So because I touched it, I have to get a few cards from it. So let's just cut the deck and we'll just get a few cards. That's one. Do you want to come out? We have endings bring new beginnings. 2, 3. Third-party interference for some of you. Confirmation. Just a few, Spirit. It's funny. Usually a lot more come out, but I said just a few, Spirit. Spirit's listening. We have the bear, and the bear is... when I was saying how cold I was seeing we have the fire, this person missing your energy, missing your heat. When I was saying that I was so cold and I was hearing like winter, I was hearing healing. I was specifically seeing a bear card. Again, like, what is this wild goose chase in this reading that Spirit is sending me on? I feel like your person is on some kind of wild, like weird, I don't know. I don't know how to describe what I'm feeling, but it's like Spirit's got me on this wild goose chase in this reading. Healing, the bear, 4 of Swords energy. The bear also represents awakening from a spiritual slumber. So this person is awakening to this connection. You could be dealing with a boss, a CEO, a judge, finance, benefits, wealth, mama bear, protective. So you could be protecting your own energy now. Strong, large, muscular, rich, affluence. Is that how you say it, Harry? Again, confirmation. I want to see what those are. Those were the first two out. I'm curious as to what those are. What are you? Crossroads. So your person is at a crossroads right now. Remember the Lovers? A choice. That's Queen of Pentacles energy as well. Crossroads, journey, multiple. Choice, travel, weighing the options, decide, free will, opportunity, independent road trip. So maybe for some of you, yeah, you're at a distance. The Sun. I told you, the Sun. For some of you, the choice could have been between work and you, fulfillment. The Sun, the yes card. Yes, energy, power, climax, fulfilled, pride, radiant, success, vigor, divine masculine, daytime, victory, happy, warm. Remember the bear, cold. That's magic. We have third-party interference. Someone else was involved with this connection, or someone else's opinion, or a stranger. It doesn't have to be love. I need to stress that. It's not necessarily love. It could have been a coworker. It could have been their addictions. It could have been their hobbies. Outside party, third wheel, too many people. So for some of you, there was, look at how that laid out. So there could have been a third party interference and then an ending here with the coffin. We have Celtic knot, unconditional love, legend, legendary, divine union, eternal love, infinity, enduring, connected, love of a, lifetime. We have home, belonging, roots, comfort, safety, all the things I said your person was missing about you. Traditions, I said that maybe you have higher standards and you want a more traditional connection. You want more structure. I said all of these things. Buildings, shelters, boundaries, all of the things I said. We have ball and chain, heavy, weighed down, codependency, trapped, restrictions, addictions, unhappy. Union or marriage, emotional baggage, which I already talked about the fact that your person could have had emotional baggage. There could have been codependency. You could have like overgave to this person, for example. We have the key, solutions, intelligence, genius, insight, clarity, open, breakout, liberty, important, pay attention, lock, unlock, helpful. We do have masculine energy here, so you could be dealing with the divine masculine. And we have mountains and obstacles, problems, distance, solitude, block, cold, coldness, indifferent, barrier, interruption, delays, stubborn. So my friends, I am going to leave it there, but I am sending you lots of love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.